Hey guys, welcome to Boxing Squared for boxing news and views from around the internet. The WBA has officially put Mahmoud Charr on the shelf, declaring him a champion in recess. So there's quite a few threads to the story which we're going to pull together, and this is going to be the WBA sort of describing why Charr is on the shelf now as the champion in recess. They've put out a statement, but also Mahmoud Charr talking about why this fight with Trevor Bryan had fallen over. So he has issued a statement with his promoter EC Boxing. But I would just say, because there have been some people saying, why am I covering this? Well, I would say this is actual news. Not just, different stuff happening that is one boxer saying something that's never going to eventuate, or just stuff that is gossip. And if you don't like it, don't watch. Simple. In terms of this situation, which has been a complete mess and a complete farce, and I would say I've only actually done about 4 videos in the past 3 weeks on this, so some people just need to pull their head in. But in terms of Mahmoud Charr and the WBA, we will get to their press release first. So see here on screen. The WBA says Charr named champion in recess. The World Boxing Association declared heavyweight Mahmoud Charr as champion in recess after 38 months without defending the world title. Interim champion Trevor Bryan and challenger Bermane Stiverne will fight for the championship this Friday. So some of you will hear this video after that fight has taken place, so I'm not going to weigh in on that issue. But I would just say, bearing in mind Stiverne hasn't fought for a couple of years, 42 years old, how do you actually get sanctioned to fight for a world title? That is madness personified. Anyway, it says the winner will have to fight Charr in a period not exceeding 120 days, according to a resolution issued by the Championships Committee of the Pioneer Organisation. So I'll interject again. So effectively, we're going to have to probably go through this madness again. And simply because Don King, according to Mahmoud Charr, has been diddling him around, not sending him the requisite paperwork to actually get the fight made. And this is why Bermane Stiverne is now fighting Bryan. And it kind of does look like, and we'll come to this, that this was always the plan. Anyway, it says the decision was made strictly based on WBA regulations. As Rule C14 dictates, all boxers, promoters, and representatives are obliged to know and familiarise themselves with the WBA regulations. On the other hand, Rule C.22-24 states that when a champion is unable to defend the title belt at the time specified, whether for medical, legal, or any other reason beyond his control, the committee may appoint him as champion in recess and call the official contenders to fight. Based on the above, the WBA presumes that Charr knows the internal rules and knows that he must defend within the time limits. At this moment, he has more than 3 years without stepping into the ring. The organisation, begs the question, why haven't they stripped him by now? This is what we've been asking every single year since he has been completely inactive, more than 3 years and change now. Anyway, the organisation understands that Charr is willing to fight, but a cause beyond his control prevented him from making the defence scheduled for this week. On the other hand, obtaining US visas, one of the obstacles he had, is a situation beyond the control of the World Boxing Association. Now, as champion in recess, Charr will be able to solve his legal and business situation and be ready to fight in the coming months. Now Bryan, WBA interim champion, and his representative company Don King Promotions made the request to face Stiverne, an opponent who meets the requirements to fight for the championship. How? How does he meet the requirements? The dude has not had a fight in 2 years, is not ranked, is completely irrelevant. It just beggars belief. Goes on to say the winner must fight Charr by May 30, 2021. In the event of a draw, Bryan will face Charr before the aforementioned date. And it wouldn't surprise me, just because Don King's involved, that he slipped a rematch clause in there for Stiverne or something like that. Totally wouldn't surprise me. But anyway, we will get to Mahmoud Charr's statement, which is on EC Boxing's website. So see here on screen, he's promoted by Errol Seelan. The statement says, entry was imminent. All formalities were settled. Only a valid P1 visa stood in the way of the planned fight between Mahmoud Charr and Trevor Bryan in the United States. This, too bad, already had been organised and could easily have been granted, but since Don King Productions still refuses to send back a valid combat contract signed to EC Boxing and furthermore cannot provide confirmation for the venue, the US consulate in Frankfurt was unable to issue the visa, to the chagrin of all, as the consulate informed in writing. This is the provisional culmination of an odyssey in which Don King left no doubt from the start that his interest in this fight never existed. Although he had taken responsibility for himself in his contract of struggle and wanted to take care of the visa situation and other promotional matters, it was Charr and EC Boxing who took charge of action and initiated everything. This includes the necessary medical tests, all of which have been successfully completed, and this despite the fact that the other side never signed the combat contract. Despite all these additional efforts, even though they were the responsibility of Don King Productions, the lack of a signature is ultimately the tip of the scales. So the fight in Florida, scheduled for Friday, will not take place. Charr and EC Boxing are extremely disappointed with this development and would like to see an early resolution also from the WBA. It is clear that a World Cup fight with a participation of the Diamond Boy will take place in the near future. So this has sort of come just before Stiverne was confirmed by the WBA, although a Boxing Scene article notes that the first part that we went through earlier in the video was confirmed a couple of days ago but released to all parties on Friday, the same day that that January the 28th press release, this one here that I've just gone through from Charr, came out. But there's a couple of things to go through here. I mean, one, I'm not really disappointed that Charr's been put on the shelf. I mean, he's been on the shelf, almost put himself there for 3 years, has not fought. So it's kind of, just desserts in a way. But, in this situation, it looks like from everything that's transpired that it was always the plan for Stiverne to be in there fighting Trevor Bryan. And I believe Charr when he says that they didn't send the relevant paperwork so he could get his visa, because the plan was never for that fight to happen. And part of that as well, when you hook back in the $2 million purse that Don King had to provide for this fight, that was per the purse bid, $2 million, $1.5 million of which was going to go to Mahmoud Charr. So King didn't want to be on the hook for that. He always had eyes for his own fighters because he promotes both Bryan and Charr. He can take a cut of both their purses, and he's putting this event on. It's through Don King Productions and also was on Fight TV, etc. So anyway, I mean, the whole thing has been a complete farce, but the really sad thing is we're probably going to have to go through it all again, because Charr will have to fight one of the winner, and I'm not sure who that is. This video is being recorded ahead of that fight being held, has to fight them within 120 days, so effectively 4 months. So what would that make it out to? The end of May or something like that. So this whole situation, this madness, could just happen again. It could be Groundhog Day and we could see that. And I will be covering this because this whole thing has been entertaining from the standpoint that it's stranger than fiction. And I know that some people only want to have videos about Anthony Joshua, Dillian Whyte, Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder, but this channel does more than that. But if you don't like the content, as I say, don't watch. But if you've got this far, presumably you're interested in my thoughts on this whole issue. But I'm hoping that there is some sort of situation resolved, because you could see this happening again. If King has diddled Charr out of a title shot again, he could just use the same tactics again. Not send the contract, not do this, that and the other. As it is, Mahmoud Charr and his team clearly knew that there was some, shenanigans afoot. They'd done all the stuff that they had to be able to say to the WBA, we've done as much as we can. We can do no more because we haven't got the contract and, there's no venue confirmed for the fight. And isn't it funny that as soon as Charr is ruled out of the fight, doesn't have the proper visa, all of a sudden the fight is confirmed, there is a venue. So we knew that was always in reserve. And it was clearly tactics to get Charr out of the way, so he didn't have to pay the purse and he could sort of slide Stiverne into the main event. And somehow it's for the WBA regular title, bearing in mind that Bryan is the interim champion and Bermane Stiverne has been inactive for 2 years, 42 years old, is a husk of a husk, but somehow meets the criteria to get a title shot. Isn't this everything that is wrong with boxing? And it could all happen again. We could just see this mess just repeat itself. Clearly, Don King, I mean, maybe he shouldn't put a purse bid in. Let someone else doing it, bearing in mind that the minimum purse bid is $1 million. So whatever happens, Charr's going to get a cut of something when he does fight. So we'll have to see where that goes, but Charr, apparently, according to reports with his representation, EC Boxing, etc., given everything that's happened, is considering legal action because he doesn't believe he should be a champion in recess because he was prepared to fight and there were situations out of his control. You could argue if he's able to prove, and apparently there is correspondence that exists, this is according to Boxing Scene reporting, if there is proof that they were, the other side was willfully trying to just interfere or not do their part to get the fight on, not send the requisite paperwork, shouldn't the WBA have acted on that? Shouldn't they be actually penalising and punishing the Don King side? But actually it seems like it's being rewarded because they're letting a fight go ahead, but we know why. They're collecting a decent-sized sanctioning fee. So, everybody wins except Mahmoud Charr. And I'm not crying for Charr because the guy's been a complete joke in the past 3 years from not fighting. And even for this fight, it didn't, in some ways, through some of the statements, it didn't look like he wanted to fight. But it is a complete, absolute mess. And we could have the same thing again. What do you make of it all? Drop a comment, loud and often. Hit like, hit subscribe. Follow me on Twitter, boxing_squared. I'm out.